Welcome to Our Kids, sponsored by Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Renelleda Saint-Hilaire. This February, we'll check out a new virtual tutoring program. We'll see how students are expressing their talents, and you'll meet some impressive athletes. Let's start by getting to know a local doctor who spends his Fridays as a substitute teacher at JCPS schools. He even donates his pay to the classrooms where he subs.
Yeah. So what is he going to do when he goes out in the rain?
So today we're at Cane Run Elementary School, and we have the lovely Dr. Siliberti here with us subbing in our classroom.
I usually come in and say I'm Mr. Siliberti, or you can call me Mr. C, which is what they usually choose. Actually, I'm a primary care physician. I practice 4 mornings a week, so I'm semi-retired, part-time, and I use my Fridays to do the substitute teaching. You've already done all of them. Very impressive, Seth. In the fall of 2021, I got the idea that it'd be helpful to the system, because I kept hearing that there was a problem with the deficiency of numbers of teachers. Much to my surprise, I found out you don't actually have to be a teacher to be a substitute, and I became an emergency substitute teacher. I can read out.
Dr. Siliberti has offered to sub in this classroom every other Friday, and he donates the money he makes as a sub to the classroom teacher's budget. And what an excellent model, and maybe an inspiration for other people that would have that flexibility in their schedule and the ability to do that.
I think we could solve our teacher problem pretty quickly by just having people who are sitting home and you know, maybe a little bored, who want to do something different. It is challenging, but very enjoyable. I look forward to it every day. I actually think about it when I'm not here. Think, oh, I can't wait. Friday's just around the corner.
Yes. What about a windy day?
It's huge. I mean, everyone knows about the teacher shortages. Sub shortages are even harder to fill. Those vacancies are hard to fill. And I know that the medical field, even currently, is not an easy role. So him choosing to do that, it just gives me goosebumps. He is delighted to come in. He said, hey, I want to give back, and it's something I can do.
You can wear a hat, umbrella, boots.
Thought it'd be a good way to give back to the community. I was actually educated in the Jefferson County Public School system, and I really liked the idea that I could give my pay to the very classes that I worked for, and then they could use it to maybe help the kids.
He's just a very positive energy that comes in and wants to support our community.
But I'd love the kids to know that there are adults who they've never met before who actually care about them and their futures. That would be something I would love to see.
Well, that's beautiful in there.
Paper Tutoring is a program that helps teachers and students get ahead and stay on top of their schoolwork, in class, and pretty much anywhere.
After you've got the structure piece addressed, look at what your paper tutor said and apply their feedback.
If it wasn't for paper, I would probably just be confused all the time, well, most of the time.
I use paper to help me identify my errors and what I need to add. Also to help me understand what I'm supposed to do throughout the assignment.
You should have feedback from me and or the paper tutor. Paper is an app, so we have students who sometimes can't get here at 7:30 in the morning. They miss a lesson, but we load everything onto Google Classroom so that when they go home, if they have missed our class for some reason, if a student didn't understand the assignment just by reading it, they can jump online and chat with a person. That person can help them through and get them started.
They can help you with just about anything, so like no matter what, if your teachers are doing something else, then you can just get on paper and then you can get everything you need there.
I like that all of the lectures are really nice and they go at the pace that you are in, so you don't get confused or left behind.
Let's just peek at that so that we can see. There are 25 of them and 1 of me, and sometimes they're ready for additional feedback before I can get to them. So see if you can't find the line. So they have no reason to stall. They can move forward because there is someone within 90 seconds of when they log on who they can bounce ideas off of right away. So I think the more feedback they can get, the better.
I don't have to stress about it, and it's really easy to get access to.
The paper tutors, they always give like really good feedback when you need it, and I can just keep on submitting it to paper, getting it back, and then revising until it's perfect.
You know, as long as they see it as one more resource to help them succeed, mission accomplished.
DuPont Manual High School senior Nia Bunton is proud to bring the title of an All-American back to her high school.
It means everything, honestly. It just comes to show like how much I've grown and improved since I first started. And like, it's really been my dream since I started volleyball.
The dream is reaching a status few get to achieve, being named an All-American.
To become like All-American, play in the Olympics, do big things, and just give back to all the people who've helped me get there. I'm excited to have that honor.
This season, Manual has been on a tear. Senior Nia Bunton is 3rd in the state in kills and has her team ranked 2nd in the 7th region. This isn't the first time, though, she's getting national attention. In 2019, her AAU team won the 14 and under national championship. While some of her teammates elected to go to the prominent private schools, she took a different route.
Just to give us more recognition. And I feel like the culture and family here is just amazing.
Clearly, she chose to go to DuPont Manual High School, a place where she felt like she could put the public schools on the map for volleyball.
You kind of get slept on in public schools. We've accomplished a lot. I know at this school, a lot of athletes are making big goals and setting records and things like that. So I think it's really just a testament to how much we work, and it means everything to be able to show that public schools can do that same thing and make it big time and do all the things that private schools can do.
Since 2007, only 3 public high school students have won Miss Volleyball in Kentucky. 2009 was the last time a JCPS student athlete took home the honor. Also a Manual alum, Deja McClendon. Not only is the Texas commit aiming to be the next, she's also looking forward to representing not only the city, but the Commonwealth in Florida for the Under Armour All-American Showcase.
I'm glad I can do this for Kentucky and Louisville and make a name for us.
Correspondent Sophia Bowden introduces us to the marine biology class at Atherton High School.
Around 71% of the world is covered by oceans, and here at Atherton High School, students have the ability to learn about these sometimes mysterious bodies of water in an interesting class called marine biology. Marine biology is defined as the scientific study of organisms living in or dependent on the oceans. Miss Bennett is a teacher that teaches this subject.
The class is probably the heart of it all. So we have the marine biology class that anybody can take once they have taken general biology. So this year I have 65 or so students. There's also a monthly marine biology club that meets on the 3rd Friday of every month that anybody is welcome to come and participate in and see just what different topics people are interested in learning about or talking about, and we take a field trip once a year. I've really come to love all the different things that I've learned and can share with students.
Lily Wilson is a student that takes one of Miss Bennett's marine biology classes.
The class is a lot of fun. We get to experiment with a lot of different animals. Originally from Florida, so I grew up a lot around the sea, and so it's just really interesting moving from somewhere where I could always go to the beach to somewhere I can't. Being able to take a class that can still connect me back to that, to the ocean and that.
After school, Lena Olin enjoys the Marine Biology Club meetings.
Well, I love learning about the world that we live in, and I think that the ocean, particularly the deep sea, is so interesting because of how much we don't know about it yet. Marine Biology Club helps people who have a little bit of interest in marine biology sort of just explore more about their interests and gives us the resources to learn for ourselves and stuff.
Even with over 600 miles between these students and the ocean, it's great to see students able to connect with their interests. For Our Kids, I'm Atherton correspondent Sophia Bowden.
Pleasure Ridge Park sophomore Noah Wright has picked up bowling quickly. In his 2nd year with the team, he's already making a striking impact and has even bowled a perfect game.
I bowled a little bit off and on, but nothing too serious.
Noah has been doing really well, so really didn't surprise me. Last year we had postseason roster. When we went to regional and state, we're only allowed to take 10 bowlers. He was number 11. And so all summer long, he was here in the bowling center putting in time.
They just told me I gotta work harder and get better. It's definitely, made me feel like I've accomplished something.
Newburg Middle School has an archery team for the first time since the pandemic began. While there's a lot of firsts on this team, everyone is excited to see Newburg archers back in action.
It feels like I'm dangerous, It feels like I'm in Hunger Games or something, and I really like it.
I didn't even know that they had archery programs like this. So when I found out, I was really intrigued when I heard that they might not have a coach. I really love to serve. I think I'm called to serve. And so I thought it was a great opportunity to jump on that, to serve the school, and also partake in something that is really near and dear to my heart. Coaching in general, I just think is really a cool way to connect with my students, another way to form a relationship. But archery specifically, I really just love the sport. I grew up shooting, and I just think it's such a cool skill for students to have.
I've always been attracted to archery. It was very interesting to just shoot a bow because I never really got to go to like Girl Scouts, and so I really just wanted to learn how to shoot a bow. It feels like I'm included, like I'm special. Like it feels like a family, you know?
We've got more JCPS stories coming up. Stay tuned.
This is where we're going, to a future with endless possibilities and new opportunities. And we're doing this together. Jefferson County Public Schools is transforming public education with your help. We are moving forward with a bold vision to engage and empower learners so that all students can thrive. By building modern, welcoming, innovative schools that inspire learning inside and out. Designing personalized, hands-on experiences that make discovering new ideas meaningful and fun. Connecting all students to the global community and equipping them with state-of-the-art technology so learning can take place anywhere, anytime. Led by a top-notch team of teachers, leaders, and staff behind a common goal, giving every child the tools and resources they need to succeed, no matter where they live or what school they attend. With you, JCPS is crafting a new narrative, one that gives students and their families real choices to attend thriving schools closer to home. Offering equal access to robust schools and programs across the community that ignite students' interest and fit how they learn best. And we're doing all of this while cultivating a sense of belonging and pride in our students and staff.
This is the next chapter for JCPS.
This is our story.
Come imagine it with us.
I love my school.
My teachers care about me and my success.
JCPS has prepared me for what's next.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
Welcome back to Our Kids. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Renelleda Saint-Hilaire. Students in the Pathfinder School of Innovation receive on-demand instruction with live support and intensive progress monitoring.
I'm Leslie Moyer, and I am the 7th grade social studies teacher at Pathfinder Middle School. Ollie, what you're saying makes really, really good sense with this.
Pathfinder School of Innovation is a K-12 online virtual learning community. I think it's a student that can learn independently, a student who wants that opportunity to be able to learn at their own pace. But I think the student is a student who also wants to kind of accelerate, move at a faster pace. We have students that want to kind of progress through school faster.
We just started into Europe in the Middle Ages. If the king goes bye-bye, then so does the kingdom. We pulled up the chess board, and I explained so that they could remember the different aspects of feudalism with the chessboard.
I like how free it is. Like, you won't really get that nervous trying to ask for help because it's online. You can get more comfortable with the students and realize everything's just fine.
Less stressful and more helpful. You can join clubs, there's clubs.
So here's your question for now.
And this online community and our teachers have done a phenomenal job of working really, really hard to keep kids engaged, have them progress through the school year at a high level. Our teachers have come in and really committed to working together to ensure that we keep kids progressing and keep them moving in the right direction.
The bonds that you develop
the education that occurs, the teaching and learning, minus the distractions of a regular classroom makes it phenomenal. There is no doubt in my mind that a child will actually learn as much in a virtual setting. They do not have to be in person. Now, does that suit every child? No. Does it suit every teacher? Probably not.
Dr. Moore is a really helpful teacher, and she's always open to help.
I have had more chance to be small group and one-on-one than I've ever had in my teaching career, and it is so rewarding. I would have been thrilled for my own children to have the opportunity to do something like this.
Atherton High School junior Maddie Hoffman was the Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker on Ice production. It was a role that took a lot of hard work and dedication.
I hated it at first, but then one of my neighbors I learned was a figure skater, and I started skating more and more, and I just loved it. And I used to want a figure skating rink in my backyard. Sometimes it's like when I'm skating and it's like feeling sort of free in a way. It's a lot of time and it can be very stressful at some points to sort of get everything done that I need to get done. But I sort of push myself and try to get everything done that I need to. I wanted to be one of the leader roles for a while. It's crazy because I've been looking up to the people in the role that I have today for my whole life as I've been here. So it's just crazy to me that that's my role now, and that there's younger kids that look up to me the way I looked up to people back then. My goals is probably just doing things that I like doing.
Eastern High School wrestling is in its first season in about a decade. It couldn't have come at a better time for one Eastern senior, Tacey Norman.
All right, ready? Sprawl! I can't really sum it up in just one word. It's just a lifestyle. It's I love it. It's my heart and soul.
It's been unique. I have to kind of roll with the punches and trying to make kids understand what kind of dedication and time that it takes. I love working with the kids. That's the best part, is working with them and seeing them learn new things and get better. And that's something I really, really enjoy, and I missed it dearly. They do a thing at Eastern for Thanksgiving where they hand out feathers for a turkey that's in the lobby, and the kids write thank yous to what they're thankful for to people in the school. And I got one. There was a girl who moved here from California, and she was very upset there wasn't a wrestling team here at Eastern. She was very excited about wrestling, and she actually wrote me a note saying thank you and how excited she was about wrestling. So that meant a lot.
I appreciate how he helped get a wrestling team back in, and how cool he is with everybody, and how awesome and motivating he is with just coaching in general. I mean, it's kind of weird because a lot of the people don't know what to do, and they're struggling with some of the moves, and so I'm kind of coaching on the side.
I tell people all the time, we work a lot of hours in the education business, and a lot of times we feel like we're always asked to do something else that we don't know why, and we're stretched and pulled and exhausted. But then when you get something like that, that's what we do it for.
Seneca High School alum Mike Goss says his experiences at JCPS helped form his professional successes.
I'm Mike Goss. I'm a proud graduate of Seneca High School, 1976. I'm a general manager in the social innovation team at Toyota, and I'm president of the Toyota USA Foundation. I oversee philanthropy and community engagement for Toyota in North America. Started out as a journalist. You learn a lot about the world as a journalist. You see the good and the bad. I kind of fell into communications at PR firms and met Toyota. It is a fun job, and we see the results. We opened a STEM school in an impoverished neighborhood in Dallas, and we see these kids coming to this school for an education they never had access to in the past. It's project-based learning. They get to work with their hands and work on real-world problems, and it gets the kids excited, and that gets us excited. Walked into Seneca High School in 1972, and it was an eye-opener. St. Barnabas was all white, and Seneca was very diverse. But at Seneca, you had kids from Newburg and other places, and you get to understand the backgrounds where everybody comes from and the struggles and the challenges. And I like to think part of that experience now supports me and got me ready for my career now, because you can see what these challenges are and try to put some interventions in place to help. I remember a business teacher named Sam Chandler who went on to run Shelby County Public Schools, I think. He was the superintendent there. Just had this great manner about him and insisted, like, you need to learn how to keep your checkbook and manage your finances. And these things are important. You know, you don't think they are when you're 17, 18, but as an adult, they're important. We had the college days. The principal at Seneca at the time was Mr. McCarthy. He must have noticed I was kind of lost. He led me over to this table for Union College in Barberville. Never heard of it before. And he said, I went to school at Union, and I think you should take a look at it. It's small and might be flexible enough to give you what you need. So it doesn't take much to turn your life on a dime, but that's what Mr. McCarthy did. I got degrees in English and journalism there. I met my wife, and my wife now of 42 years, we got married on campus. And so all it took was that principal to say, Mike needs a little help, and he steered me that way. It's pretty incredible how your life can just change like that so quickly. So I think all of these experiences add up and make you what you are. And I think at Seneca, it was the exposure to all kinds of kids from diverse backgrounds, and then a handful of teachers that just kind of lead the way. I'm Mike Goss, and I am JCPS.
Over winter break, JCPS students sharpened their reading skills while learning karate fundamentals.
Get ready.
This is a Lit and program. We're doing literacy and karate, which is basically teaching kids how to read and how to learn self-discipline through karate.
Middle punch.
Our connection is giving kids a way to feel successful and teaching them that discipline of using more strategies than just not thinking before you do things. So in the reading portion, I try to give them other ways to think about how to become better readers. And then when we get to the karate portion, then they're getting other ways to learn how to react or respond.
We learn that you need to respect others and not to be a bully.
When you come up here and we bow with each other, that's when we start with respect. Kaski! Read!
When we bow, and we start with respect and we end with respect.
We was doing karate moves because I knew what to do because I did this on my first day. And on my first day, I was really bad at doing it, and now I'm good.
We start with respect and we end with respect.
What I've learned from these kids is that resilience of bouncing back. So one day they may not have done so well, and then seeing them come back the second day and it's like, oh, I didn't do well that day, but now I know how to. So I've really seen them grow with just being resilient and bouncing back.
Junior Adrian Harrison is the only swimmer for the Academy at Shawnee's high school team who competes in meets, but he isn't letting that discourage him from trying his best in the water.
They're like, oh, I didn't even know Shawnee had a swim team. Being the only one, I think it's definitely like a big responsibility. Like I got a lot of weight on my shoulders to represent my school at meets and stuff.
He is very motivated for a swimmer that is the only one on the team. I think it can be discouraging being the only one. You don't get to do some of the fun things such as like relays that other larger teams get to do. I think that as a team of, just Adrian, he does an amazing job motivating himself. When we get to those competitions, he really, finds his drive. I think the competitions is really where he shines. I swam my whole life on a team of like 40 or 50 kids. I know swimming as, not only that individual sport, but also as a team sport. So it was an adjustment for me. However, I think that it's been super beneficial for Adrian because I'm able to spend one-on-one time with him way more often than if there were multiple kids on the high school team.
I think more people should come out and swim. It's definitely fun It would be way better if we had more people on the team.
The one thing I will say is just don't sleep on Shawnee. We're coming.
Southern High School's ROTC program hosted a veteran ceremony where graduates were able to show what they have learned.
ROTC is great because it's going to teach you a lot of the history around the military armed forces in our country. It teaches you integrity, military customs, and the importance of service. I think it helps people appreciate where they are, and I just think it's an important part of our humanity is to serve others.
It's definitely given me a bunch of skill sets, so discipline, you know what I mean, time management, things that you need to be successful in life, you know, just some of those things, and it's allowed me to realize that I can do pretty much anything.
Jerry Thompson is a part of the JCPS Nutrition Services team that makes sure our students have nutritious food.
My name's Jerry Thompson. I'm a driver for Nutrition Services. I deliver food to the schools. I get there at about 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I pick up about 10 to 15 carts, and each cart has food on it for a school. And then I go to these schools. I've got 19 schools on my route that I go to each morning, and I take a cart of food to them that's prepared there to Nutrition Center, and I pick up an empty cart and put it back on the truck. That's pretty much my day, and that's usually I'm finished there about between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. I started out with a company called Smith Transfer in 1980. I'd stay until they went out of business, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a change, and I want to get something that I like, you know, want to do for a few more years, and started talking to folks about Jefferson County Board of Education, and they talked me into coming over and giving it a try. So, and I told my boss, Melissa, I said, I'm going to give you 5 years. Well, it's been 10, and I'm still doing it. So I've got a few more years in me. I'm going to try it for a little bit longer anyway.
You're our star of the week. You're our star of the week.
I like the people I work with, and I like the school people. They're all excellent. You know, you ask about their kids, they ask about your grandkids. To make 19 schools in roughly 3 hours, you don't talk a whole bunch, but we do talk. Work hard, and they're all very courteous, and I enjoy the work. It's an important part of the education process is to make sure that the children are properly fed. You don't learn well if you're hungry, so that's kind of what we do.
Congratulations to the Stopher Elementary Sharks cheerleading team, who took home their first state championship title. The Sharks competed against 7 other schools in the elementary large category. Thanks to U of L Health for donating blood pressure cuffs to the Ramsey Middle School Healthcare Science Program. The students use the new tools in class as they explore careers in the healthcare field. Thanks for watching our show. You can find entire episodes on our JCPS YouTube channel. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.